welcome to One Stop Co-op Shop. Steve here, the Kickstarter preview of Deck of Wonders. This is a Kickstarter preview, so we were sent a preview copy of this game. So what that means is the artwork and components is all subject to change. This is just giving you an idea if you are interested in the game, and I hope you enjoy. So Deck of Wonders is all about you stealing the Deck of Wonders from Fate herself. In this game, Fate is upset that you stole her prized possession, so she is sending all sorts of villains after you to reclaim this treasure. This game supports 1 to 2 players in solo or cooperative mode, and it plays with a single deck of cards. What is unique about this game is this deck of cards is used to play your own cards, your own effects, but also the villain effects. You share the same cards. Half the deck will comprise of the villain you're facing, while the other half of the deck will comprise of cards that you pick yourself. In this playthrough, I'm going up against the villain, Cullen, the Spoiled Prince. Now that is Cullen, not Colin, for those of you who watch other videos on our channel. This might be Colin's alter ego from another dimension. We'll say that. But yes, we're going after this Spoiled Prince. Cullen likes to think of himself as Fate's favorite, and he can't bear the thought of someone else stealing her attention, even if it's negative attention. He's rallied the Denzians of his woodland realm against you, though most of them secretly love seeing him in such a tizzy. So in this game, he is impatient, which means both player and villain health starts at 20 instead of 30. So we'll set that up, and then there's an effect called Fools. I'll do it myself. If you have to reshuffle the deck, Cullen gains 2 damage. For the rest of the game, he will deal 2 damage to the player and every villain turn, 2 damage to any minions that attacks him. So that means is we definitely want to try to defeat him before we go through the full deck. In addition to that, Deck of Wonders has a strong legacy component, meaning that as you play the game, you'll be keeping track of different stats. You see a couple examples of that on this card here, where the first one says, the first time you beat Cullen with more than 10 health remaining, open legacy pack Cullen's Tantrum and add it to Cullen's cards. Or, the 8th time you play a Force Roll, open this other pack. So those are going to vary as you play, and they're going to adjust the strategies and what you experience throughout the game. For this playthrough, I'm not going to be spoiling anything, but I'm going to just be playing with a customized deck of the starting cards. We will jump into gameplay in just a second, but before I do that, I want to take a quick look at the cards themselves. So each card has 2 sides to it, a top half and a bottom half. And basically how it works is the top half that has 3 icons on it is the player version of the card. And when you flip the card over 180, if it has only 2 icons on it, it's the villain version of the card. Like I said, both you and the villain are be playing from the same deck of cards. Now there are 2 types of cards in the game. There are creatures, like you see here on the left, and spells, which you see here on the right. The way to differentiate them is the creatures have a damage stat, how much damage they do when they attack, the top left corner. On the hero side, they have a priority number, and this is going to define how the enemy attacks player creatures. And finally, we have a health stat. On the villain side, we only have an attack and health stat. There's no priority because we can pick and choose our targets as a player. Likewise, on the spell, we do have 3 spots to signify it is a player card half. On the other side, we do have 2 to represent the villain. And generally for spells, you just do what the text says. Let's take a look at the turn structure real fast, and then we'll jump into the game. So the turn structure for this game is going to alternate between a player turn and a villain turn. You go back and forth until someone reaches 0 life. On a player turn, you will draw 1 card, or 4 cards on the opening turn. You'll play an attack however you want. And then when you end your turn, you'll ready all your creatures, and then reset all health to full. If you ever play games like Magic the Gathering, this should be very familiar to you. And we'll run through this in just a second. Likewise, on a villain turn, they will also draw and play 1 card, or 3 on the starting turn. And then we'll do other steps called draw battle lines, which is basically how we can manipulate combat a little bit. And then they will attack us, and then on the end of turn, they do the exact same steps where they will ready their minions, reset everyone's minions to health to the full, and then the next player goes. There are other steps involved in these battle lines and attacks, and the discard, but we'll go through that as we play the game. The prototype version of the game came with a way of tracking health by using this health pointer and this number card to track player health and Cullen's health. I won't be using that in this playthrough. I'll simply be putting the health values on the screen itself. And lastly, let's look at how the game lays out. There's going to be different areas of the board. In this case, we're going to have a top section, which is going to be all the villain cards. Below that, all our player cards. We'll have our deck in the bottom right corner, and then a discard in the bottom left corner. There's also a rules area down here in the center, and this you won't encounter in this playthrough, but it will have other cards that will reference it through the campaign. For simplicity's sake, I'll keep the deck and discard off camera so we can focus on the main part of the game, the player and villain play areas. Let's begin the game. On the first turn, we'll draw 4 cards from the deck of wonders, and then we can mulligan. So let's draw those 4. So these are the 4 cards I drew. I drew a Pixie Mesmerus, a creature, Beta Trap. Well, this is a nice control spell, which lets us destroy a minion. Another spell that destroys all minions with 1 base health, and then a Reinforced Dam. This one's good for defense because it's high hit points and is high priority. But I don't really like this hand. I mean, it's got good control here. I don't think this one's going to be very useful starting out the gate. So I think I'm going to mulligan. And when I mulligan, you can discard all 4 cards and draw another set of 4. So I like this hand a lot better. I think we can have some fun with it. First card is a spell, Guerrilla Tactics. It says if there are 2 or more villain minions in play, draw 2 cards. So it's a great card advantage. Trained Wasp. You have to discard a card to play it, but this minion enters play ready. So it can attack right away. And also, you get to draw a card after you play it. Then we get Hungry Wolf, a 3 attacker, which is pretty nice, and the Pixie Cavalry with good stats. So I really like this hand, and now we can choose how we want to play cards. I think I'm going to actually choose not to play any cards the first turn, because this Trained Wasp, when it comes into play, I can attack right away. So I can pick off a target. If I play some of these cards now, the enemy is going to play cards and attack me right away and destroy some of the stuff. So the downside to that is I'm going to take some good damage, unfortunately. But I am very likely to have the villain play 2 minions in play, so I can draw a bunch of cards, lay down a huge army, and then attack. So let's try it. Might be a little risky, might backfire, but I'm not going to play any cards this turn, and let's jump straight to the villain turn. So for the villain turn, we'll play cards 1 at a time. And only for the first round, they'll play 3 cards. So let's look at the first card of 3. We get a Beta Trap. And then this side says, destroy the lowest priority player minion. Cool. So because I have no minions in play, that does nothing. Second card we see is a Pixie Mesmerus. So this is going to come into play. It's got 1 attack and 2 health. And the last card to come into play is a Hungry Wolf. 3 attack, 1 health. So I'm going to put this villain card, Cullen's card right here, just to differentiate his play area versus my play area down here. But it doesn't do anything for gameplay, just to help you guys remember what is what here. So when a player plays creatures, they come to play exhausted, sideways like this, meaning that they can't attack the turn they're played. However, for a villain, that's not true. They come to play ready. It gives them a little bit of an advantage. So in this case, they will attack me. So this Pixie Mesmerus will attack me. So it will exhaust and do its 1 damage to me. Likewise, a Hungry Wolf will attack for 3 and do 3 damage to me. So now we take 4 damage. We drop from 20 to 16. At the end of the villain turn, we'll ready up his creatures, and then we'll take our turn. So now for the rest of the game, both the villain and the player will draw 1 card. So let's go ahead and draw a card. We get another Pixie Cavalry. Awesome, I do like these cards. So I know it's pretty risky to play the way I did, but I'm kind of happy that they did get 2 minions out, because I'm going to go ahead and play my Guerrilla Tactics. If there are 2 more villain minions in play, draw 2 cards. So excellent, we get a bunch of cards. First card we get is a Pixie Mesmerus. Yeah, I like that because it's got 4 priority. It's good for blocking my other creatures. Second card we get is Regeneration. This card is pretty cool. If a minion is on top of the discard pile, you can move it into play exhausted. So you can kind of bring back the most recently deceased creature. So add that spell to our hand. Okay, we have a lot of options here with this full hand of cards. And there's no hand limit in this game. So I think what I really want to do, I want to lay down my Pixie Mesmerist for sure, because she's got 4 priority order. So I want to have her take the hits rather than some of my other creatures. So I'm going to go ahead and play that. It is free to play. So she's going to play Exhausted. I also want to play a couple of these other guys. Now this Trained Wasp is really nice because it can attack the turn comes in, but it costs 1 to play. So I'm going to do a little trick here. I am going to choose to discard my, let's see. Yeah, let's discard a Pixie Cavalry into the discard pile. And this Trained Wasp is going to come into play. Now normally this would come to play Exhausted, but it's got special text, comes into play Ready, so I can attack this turn. Also when I play it, I get to draw a card, which will draw a Beta Trap. Oh, that's nice, get to destroy something. Cool. Add that card to our hand. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to play this Regeneration. And let's go ahead and play that Pixie Cavalry from our discard pile. So that comes into play Exhausted. Okay, I want to lay down, yeah. I can lay down this other Hungry, yeah, let's lay this other Hungry Wolf. Let's play that guy. Comes to play Exhausted as well. So it's really tempting to play the Beta Trap to maybe take out one of these 2 creatures, but I do have an option. This Trained Wasp can already take out one of them. And I think with that, I think I'm going to do that right away. So I could also attack Colin too. I can choose to attack either of these separately or just attack straight to his health. But I kind of want to get advantage over his creatures right now. So yeah, let's go ahead and, I do love Pixie Cavalry. Okay, let's go ahead and attack with the Trained Wasp. And I want to take out, yeah, let's take out this Hungry Wolf. So the Hungry Wolf has 3 attack. Trained Wasp only has 1 health. The Trained Wasp has 2 attack to the 1 health on the Hungry Wolf. So they are going to destroy each other. But I'm okay with that. I felt like that's an okay trade. Now I'm going to go ahead and play my last Pixie Cavalry right down here. So I'm not attacking this time, but I do have a full suite of creatures in play with a control spell in my hand. Now, this is a little risky because I know that there is a Guerrilla Tactics card in the deck, which you've already seen me play. If I have 4 creatures in play and that enemy draws that card, I lose all of them. So, playing a little risky here, but I can really lay on the pain if I do okay here. So let's ready all our creatures and let the villain go. The villain will draw his card. He draws a Reinforced Dam. So the villain side of the Reinforced Dam is interesting. It has 0 attack, 4 health, so it's very difficult to kill, but it's got an ability called Taunt. I have to destroy this minion before attacking any other minion or the villain himself. So that's going to be a pain to deal with. It's kind of it's basically just a wall. Okay, so now what we do is work on the battle lines. So the first thing to do is look at the priority order of all our minions down here. And that's this green box. I need to put the highest values to the left, work my way down. So this Hungry Wolf, it's actually a 3 compared to the 2 in the Pixie Cavalries. So it has to go in front of it. Okay, so what that means is these minions will try to attack and destroy my highest priority, the one on the left. If they cannot collectively do enough damage to destroy it, they will attack me instead. And then any minions they attack will do the damage back, of course. And so there's a lot of strategy here to try to figure out, well, how am I going to lay out my priority order here? And in addition to that, you can choose the order in which the villains attack you. Now, they're all going to attack you, but you can have that option. And so I don't think it matters a whole lot here because I only have 1 damage coming at me with this Pixie Mesmerist and 0 damage from the Reinforced Dam. And my Pixie Mesmerist over here has 2 health. So neither of them have enough to destroy my Pixie Mesmerist, and my Pixie Mesmerist with only 1 attack can't destroy either of them. And so basically what's going to happen is Colin is going to choose to have both these attack me as a player. So it's awesome. And I'm going to take 1 more damage, knock me down to 15. Then you will ready both those creatures. Moving on to our turn, we'll draw another card, and we get a Lightning Strike. So Lightning Strike costs 1 card to discard. We can destroy a minion with 2 or less health, and we draw a card after destroying it. So that's not bad. And I have 2 removal spells in my hand. I think it's time. I'm going to discard the Lightning Strike. It's a good card, but not that useful right now. I'm going to discard that because this Beta Trap costs 1. So it's going to be destroy minion, and you bet you I'm going to destroy this dam. So let's get rid of that dam. One thing to note, when 2 cards are going to discard pile at the same time, you can choose the order. And like you said before, if you saw the regeneration, it makes a difference which one's on top, because if the bad guy draws the regeneration, he'll get the dam back. So I'm going to put my Beta Trap on top to make sure that doesn't happen. Now we're stuck with this situation. I'm going to use my Pixie Cavalry, one of them, to attack this Pixie Mesmerist. It has one attack, 2 health. My Pixie Cavalry has 2 attack and 3 health, so it will kill the Pixie Mesmerist and still survive. While the rest of them, 2 plus 3 plus 1, will attack Cullen himself, so that's a total of 6 damage. Just like that, we pull into the lead. After that, we'll ready all our creatures, and hope that Cullen does not draw a Guerrilla Tactics. Here we go. He gets another Reinforced Dam. Oh, jeez. Laying down the defenses, apparently. Reinforced Dam will try to attack me, but it has 0 attack, so it doesn't do anything, and we're ready, and it'll be our turn. We have no cards on our hand, so let's see what we top deck. We top deck into a Gust of Wind. This is destroy all minions with 1 base health. Well, that's just not useful right now, because that Reinforced Dam has 4 health. Now, unfortunately, I have to deal the dam before hitting Cullen again, but at least I have the option here. So I have 2 Pixie Cavalries with 2 attack each. That's enough to destroy the dam at 4 health. And the dam has 0 attack, so they don't take any damage. Now that the taunt is dealt with, I can attack freely at Cullen. That's a 3 plus 1 is another 4 damage to him. Down to 10 health, half health. Let's ready up our creatures and hope, like I said before, does not draw that Guerrilla Tactics. There we go. Flip it over. Oh, it draws a Gust of Wind. So this says, destroy all player minions with 1 base health. Unfortunately, that is successful. It is going to destroy my Hungry Wolf with that 3 attack. But I'm okay with that. It's only 1 guy. I know it's my strongest attacker, but I still have enough forces to deal with it, and kind of the silver lining is if he does draw the Guerrilla Attackers with only 3 minions in play, he won't wipe my board. So, okay, fine. Let's draw our card now. Hey, Hungry Wolf's back. I guess his brother decided to join us. Now, I could play this again, but I'm also risking... I could do a lot of damage, right? But that Guerrilla Tactics, we've drawn up quite a few cards without seeing it. I know there's 3 other in the deck because I did put 4 in the deck. So I think I'm going to keep this in my hand for now because we're already having an advantage here. I could press advantage a little bit more. But until a threat comes out, I think I'd rather play a little bit safer here. So let's attack with both Pixie Cavalries and the Pixie Mesmerist. Apparently our Pixie Army. So that's a total of 5 damage, knocking Cullen down to 5 health. We're doing fantastic right now. Ready everything up. And let's see what Cullen draws. He draws, here we go, an Ent Tree Herd. I knew it was only a matter of time. The Ent Tree Herd has 3 attack and 3 health. This is a beefy guy. And so he's going to come and play and start swinging right away. The nice thing is on the flip side, the player side, he costs 1 to play him, but you do draw a card. But yeah, this is the villain version of him. Let's see what happens. So now we look at the board, and on the far left is my highest priority minion, which is a Pixie Mesmerist with 4 priority. So the Ent Tree Herd wants to attack and destroy this. I can't obviously reorganize anything here, so he's just going to attack. And if you look at the 2 health, it is enough to kill the Pixie Mesmerist. Pixie Mesmerist with only 1 attack can't take out the Ent Tree Herd, unfortunately. So effectively, he's going to attack and kill this creature. And then his turn, he's going ready, and then it'll be our turn. We draw another Pixie Cavalry. Pixie Army for the win. Okay, it's definitely time. I'm going to play down the Hungry Wolf. Now, the nice thing about Hungry Wolf is it has 3 priorities, so the Ent Tree Herd is going to attack him first, this wolf first. And so, in theory, if there's nothing else that attacks first, the Hungry Wolf will be able to take out the Tree Herd. I am going to chance it a little bit, try and go for the win here. Play the other Pixie Cavalry because I'm expecting one of these to die. And so I kind of want to set up for the win for next turn. So those can play exhausted. I do have 2 Pixie Cavalries ready. I could attack the entry herd with either of these right now to eliminate him, but I'd rather get Cullen down to very low life. So let's attack Cullen directly with these 2 for 4 damage, knock him down to 1 life. Now this is risky maneuver because I have 4 creatures out, and like I said, I said I wasn't going to worry about the guerrilla tactics, but now I am worrying about it. Here we go. Lightning Strike. So the villain side of this says destroy the highest priority player minion. Oh no! Oh, my wolf. So yeah, that lightning strike is going to take out my wolf, unfortunately. Oh no. I guess I'll put it like that, I guess. And now we just have a bunch of pixies on riding corgis, which is awesome in its own right. Against a giant tree, big angry tree. So now we can't really reorganize these because it's all the same card. Entry herd is going to attack. Can it defeat a Pixie Cavalry? It can. So one of these gets destroyed and the entry herd survives with 1 health remaining. It's going to ready. And then it's our turn. We draw a card. We get the Trained Wasp. And wow, you know what? I think we win this one. So I can play, let's see. Actually, it doesn't matter. Well, just for fun, I will discard Gust of Wind to play Trained Wasp, and I get to draw another card. I get a Scarab, which is pretty cool. But it doesn't matter because all 3 of these cards can attack for a total of 6 damage. With Cullen being at 1 life, that will win us the game. Wow, I've never actually won with that wide of a margin before. Normally this game is pretty brutal, so I'm happy with this win. This game is tough. You lose a lot. I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I will be posting a separate video with my initial impressions of this game. And thanks for watching. We'll see you at the next stop.